So there are 4 green marbles, 3 red marbles, and 5 blue marbles in a jar. If you stick your hand into the jar and randomly select 3 marbles, one at a time, without replacing them, remember that's important, what is the probability that all 3 are blue? So the total number of marbles is 4 plus 3 plus 5, which is 12. That's the total number of marbles. We need to know that in order to calculate the individual probabilities. Now, we need to find the probability of getting blue in the first draw and blue in the second draw and blue in the third draw when we are randomly drawing marbles from the jar. And remember that we are not replacing them. So that is equal to, and remember the word and is associated with the multiplication rule of probability. So it's probability of the first event times the probability of the second event times the probability of the third event. But remember that event one probability of getting a blue in the second event, for example, depends on what happened before that. So therefore they are dependent events, and we do need to consider what happened in the previous draws in order to calculate the probability of getting a blue in any particular draw. So probability of blue in the first draw is 5 out of 12 because there are 5 blue marbles out of a total of 12. So the probability of getting a blue in the first draw, which is at the beginning, is 5 out of 12 times, so we multiply the probability of getting a blue in the second draw. But remember what happened before that. In the previous trial we got a blue, so now there's 1 blue less, which makes it 4 blue, and there's 1 marble less, so it's 4 out of 11. That is the probability of getting a blue in the second draw, given that, considering that we got a blue in the first draw, times, now in the third trial, we're getting a blue again. We had 4 blues in the second draw, but now we have 1 blue less, so there's only 3 blues because the first 2 balls or marbles that we drew from the jar were blue, both blue. So now there are 3 blue marbles, so it's 3 out of a 10, which is because there are 2 marbles and in the that have been removed in the first 2 trials. When we multiply all these together, we get 0.045545, and when we round it to the 4th decimal place, it's 0.455, and that's our final answer.